Welcome to the 2021 Golf Summer Series race number 7. Today we're here at the Talladega Superspeedway for the Geico 500. For our second crown jewel race of the season, the Summer Series heads to a fan favorite venue that also happens to be our second Superspeedway track of the season. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Josh, your commentator for today's race, and welcome to one of the biggest and fastest racetracks on the Summer Series schedule. Of course, if you ever watched the Summer Series race on a Superspeedway, you know it's going to be fast, unpredictable, and chaotic. And with this being a crown jewel, it is pretty much certain that these drivers will do just about anything in this race to have his or her hands on that trophy by the end of the day. Speaking of drivers, some of the ones to watch today include that 4-car Brandon Carruthers, who's won the last 2 Superspeedway races at 8 Bowl last summer and Armory Digital to kick off the season last month. Continuing the topic of streaks, the 2 Hernandez racing cars of Hoodlum and Johnny Hernandez have won the last 3 crown jewel races in the Summer Series, including the first one this season at Charlotte. In addition, Johnny's also coming off a win last week at Pittsburgh to help put Hernandez Racing as the most winningest GSS team. And lastly, this race could completely shake up the point standings, as the top 2 of Brendan Beal and Jordan Stout have an over 20-point cushion over the rest of the field, and drivers such as defending series champ Kellen Baker and Random J are hoping the top 2 have issues here today. But before we get started, let's take a look at our starting lineup and pre-race ceremonies. So on the pole we have Kellen Baker, who's looking for a good run here today. At Exzel, Dan McTrain in the 37. Row 2, Devin Payment and Aiden Robertson. Row 3, it's Movement and Richard Herman, who won it from Armory Digital last year. Row 4, Nixon and Nuttigan Scott. Row 5, Jordan Forbes and Matthew Hill. Row 6, Huddle, he won it from Charlotte, as I mentioned, and Matthew Burnett. Row 7, we got 2 Jacone racing cars, Owen Miles and Trey Smith. Row 8, Jason Albert and Kyle Salmon. Row 9, Rain Vela and last week's winner Johnny Hernandez. Row 10, Keyshawn Archison and Herbert Solomon. Row 11, Rookie of the Year leader Joe T and Brandon Carruthers, who, as I mentioned, won Armory Digital last month. Row 12, Lipsy and Jordan Stout, who comes in this race second in points. Row 13, Ross McTrain and Dominic Payment. Row 14, Ryan Wilson and Nelson Reeves. Row 15, we got 2 Atlanta Indy teammates, Random J and John McFadden. Row 16, RC Gamer and David Johnson. Row 17, current points leader Brendan Beal and Dan Matteillo. And starting last today in row 18 is Bradley Reim in the 40. And now it's time for a pre-race ceremony, starting with our national anthem. And now it is time for the starting command here at Talladega.
Drivers, start your engines!
Let's take a look at the track info here for today's race. So I'm going to go 42 laps on this 2.6 mile long super speedway with 33 degrees of banking in the turns. And as for the weather here today at Talladega, 86 degrees Fahrenheit with 8 miles per hour towards the west. Hope everyone watching is having a good day here so far. I, of course, really do appreciate the support we've gotten on the channel for the past month or so with the streams and the GSS. It means a lot to me. And hopefully we can continue this momentum going into the summer and for the rest of the year. But without further ado, it's time to sit back and relax for what should be a good one here today at Talladega. And here we go. Pace car down pit road. And of course, one of the most unique things about this track is the fact the start-finish line is towards turn number 1 as opposed to the tri-oval. As Kellen Baker, Dan McTrain lead the field to green here at Talladega. And already going into turn number 1, we're 3 wide with Matthew Burnett in the 13 way up behind the racetrack. But into turn number 2 and down to Alabama getting super stretch. Kellen Baker appearing with the lead with Devin Payman, the 88, right behind him. On the inside, here comes Jonah Forbes with help from Hoodlum down turn number 3. And into turn number 3, Baker, Payment, and Movement looks like they'll block the 61 and 3 as they join the inside line. Off turn number 4, Baker now on the outside. Here comes Devin Payment on the inside, side by side for the lead as they come down the tri-oval. And we'll see who leads lap number 1. Looks like Baker nearly beats Payment to the line. The defending series champ leads lap number 1 at 42 here at Dega. And then to turn number 1, here comes Devin Payment side by side for the lead once again. Looks like Payment will clear Baker off turn number 2 as they go down the backstretch once again. Payment now moving up to the outside to block Baker. Down on the inside, here comes Movement, the 5 car fell from Hoodlum as Jordan Forbes gets shuffled towards the middle. Into turn number 3, Devin and Movement side by side. Looks like into 4 this time by Movement with the advantage. Coming towards the tri-oval, here comes Hoodlum on the inside. Movement now shuffled to the middle as we're 3 wide for the lead already here at Talladega. It looks like Hoodlum will lead lap number 2 of 42 here at Dega. Into turn number 1, Hoodlum goes to the inside to block Owen Miles as we're 4 wide already in the pack. Devin Payment way up high in the racetrack. Same could also be said for Richard Herman in 95. Trey Smith in the 66 also way up high in the racetrack. They're trying to form a line down the back straightaway. As now on the inside, here comes Jason Albert with help from Rain Vela down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3, it looks like Hoodlum and Miles will block the runs from Albert and Vela, with Hoodlum still in the catbird seat with the lead. Off turn number 4, the top 3 in a single file formation as they come back down on the inside to block Vela's run, and coming back to the line once again, Hoodlum will lead lap number 3 of 42. Definitely fitting to see that 3 car up front here at Talladega as now Miles and Albert look to the outside of Hoodlum, but in the turn number 1 that time by, Hoodlum does a great job of blocking their run. Into turn number 2, Movement with help from Aiden Robertson, the 1 car trying to get a run on the inside. Down the back straightaway, looks like the top 3 will block Movement and Robertson as they move up to the outside. Here comes Vela in the middle now trying to get to the bottom with help from Joe T in the 17. But now into turn number 3, Miles right on the back bumper of Hoodlum looking to the outside once again, but Hoodlum continues to hold strong as they come off turn number 4. Movement once again stuck behind his teammate Jason Albert on the outside as Vale gets a great run going into tri-oval. She's going to tuck in the 4th right behind Albert. As we come down to lap number 5 of 42. So long way to go here at Talladega as this is one of the longest races of the year. as the top 4 come down on the inside, as we're 4 wide in the middle of the pack with Joe T and David Johnson in the middle, 2 rookies here in the Summer Series. There's points for Brendan Beal trying to join the top 5 on the inside lane there, as they go up on the middle now to block Joe T. As there comes Owen Miles, finding with a run on the inside to try to pass Hoodlum. Into turn number 3, Miles with help from Rain Vela are side by side for the lead. It looks like off of turn number 4, Owen Miles with the advantage. Coming towards the trial, Miles trying to clear Hoodlum, but that's going to open the door to Rain Vela as now Miles is on the outside lane. Lap number 6 of 42 this time by. Looks like Miles nearly beat Vela there to the line. Into turn number 1, Rain Vela will clear Owen Miles on the inside lane as we're 4 wide. Hoodlum in the 3 car way up high in the racetrack. And going into turn number 2, looks like he tries to tuck in front of Random J, but he's not able to there as he doesn't have enough room. Down the backstretch, here comes Brad Reim on the inside lane with help from Dan Matteillo in the 14 and Jordan Stout in the 11. And into turn number 3, looks like Brad Reim will clear Rain Vela for the lead as they come off turn number 4 as the field's once again 3 by 3. Further back in the field, you also saw some 4-out action as now here comes Dan Matteillo on the inside with a run. Bradley tries to block, but there was not enough room there as we're side by side for the lead between Matteillo and Reim. Looks like Brad Reim will lead this time by lap number 7 of 42. In the 1, they're 4 wide once again, but able to sort it out as now Matteillo on the inside with help from Jordan Stout to the lead here at Talladega coming off turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, Matteillo now in the middle of the racetrack. Of course, that 14 team looking for a good run here today at Talladega as he came to this race below the top 13 points. As now into turn number 3, Jordan Stout with a run on the inside as they're side by side for the lead. Let's go on board with Jordan Stout in the 11 car. Of course, came to this race second in points, trying to take the lead away from Brendan Beal in the points. As in the trial, we're side by side for the lead between Stout and RC Gamer as they're 4 wide right behind him for 3rd. Lap number 8 this time by Stout and RC Gamer still side by side into turn number 1 as they're still 4 wide right behind. Looks like RC Gamer going into turn number 2 with the advantage over Jordan Stout, with fellow rookie Joe T in the 17 right behind him. Down the backstretch once again, looks like RC Gamer goes up to block Jordan Stout on the outside lane. As now comes Jordan Forbes once again on the inside with a run almost all by himself going into turn number 3. Looks like into turn number 3, Forbes will tuck in behind Joe T with Dominic Payment at 55 right behind. It looks like off turn number 4, Joe T currently with the advantage as the field is 3 deep behind. Coming towards the trial, looks like Joe T goes up to block RC Gamer. That's going to open the door for the rest of the inside lane led by Jordan Forbes and Brandon Carruthers. Dominic Payment now in the middle as we come to lap number 9. Into turn number 2, Forbes once again on the inside, side by side with Joe T, who's still in the middle. Looks like down the back straight, it looks like Jordan Forbes will come up to block Joe T on the outside lane. And that's going to open the door for the rest of the inside lane, led by Brandon Carruthers. As there comes Nunnigan Scott making it 3 wide towards turn number 3. Scott going to thread the needle. Looks like Carruthers nearly came down on him there, but he's able to make it stick as we're 3 wide for the lead. Four wide once again, deeper in the field. And coming towards the trial with Nunnigan Scott with help from Nelson Reeves will come to lead lap number 9 of 42. Scott tries to go up the block in the middle. Now back on the inside. Reeves tries to block Rolson there in the 7. But there's not enough room there. Rolson now side by side with Reeves as they come off turn number 2. Down the back shoulder, Nunnigan Scott still with the lead, now blocking on the outside lane. Ryan Wilson in the middle there between both the Payment brothers of Devin and Dominic as they go into turn number 3. Into turns 3 and 4, Ryan Wilson with Devin Payment behind him gets a great run off Nunnigan Scott as they come off turn number 4. Wilson right behind this fellow Ford driver as they come back to the trial oval. Wilson trying to make a move on Scott, looks to the inside of him, but Scott still holds on to lead lap number 10. Scott and Wilson up to the outside, now back down on the inside in front of Devin Payment into turn number 1 as the pack is still 3 deep behind. And then again, Scott came this race all the way back into 32nd position in points. A win here, especially a crown jewel win, would definitely help the confidence for that team. We also saw a very similar situation with Johnny Hernandez last week at Pittsburgh. He also was all the way back in the one, definitely helped the confidence of that team. As here comes Ryan Wilson, Devin Payment on the inside. Payment to the middle. He's going to leave Ryan Wilson up to dry, going into turn number 3. 3 wide for the lead. Payment on the inside. Hopefully responded with a teammate Matthew Burnett. As they go into turn number 4, Devin Payment with the advantage. Payment and Burnett go to the middle. Here comes Herman on the inside, line of from Colin Baker. Burnett's going to go to the bottom of the track, as we're still side by side for the lead. Devin Payment with almost no help in the middle as you come to lap number 12. Payment and Burnett side by side going into turn number 1. As Devin will get some help here from Nelson Reeves in the 16, as he's still side by side for the lead with his teammate. But off for turn number 2, Matthew Burnett with the advantage. Matthew Burnett trying to become only the 4th Summer Series driver to get their first win at a Crown Jewel race. But into turn number 3, here comes Richard Herman on the inside, side by side with Burnett, with help from Herbert Solman, the 67. Of course, the 95 and 67 have had history at these super speedways in the past. Of course, Herbert Solman last year at Armory Digital led the white flag, until Richard Herman passed both him and Aiden Thomas for the win. As they come out of the trial, it looks like Richard Herman nearly beats Herbert Solman to the line. The pack once again 4 wide going into turn number 1 with Trey Smith all by himself in that 66 car. But into turn number 2, Herbert Solman side by side with Herman for the lead. And coming off of turn number 2, looks like he will clear the 95. But now down the backstretch into turn number 3, here comes Aiden Robertson with a huge run on the inside behind his RC teammate Dan McTrain, who is side by side for the lead. The pack once again 4 wide, Burnett, Payment, and Baker way up high on the racetrack. And coming off turn number 4, Dan McTrain with the advantage with his RC teammate Aiden Robertson right behind. Dan McTrain will lead lap number 13 of 42. It is actually the first time all year that 37 has been in the lead. Of course, McTrain won the spring showdown back in April, but has had a terrible start to the season so far, with 4 wide once again in the middle of the pack. Meanwhile, down the backstretch, Aiden Robinson clears RC teammate for the lead, as here comes Hodum once again on the inside with movement and Keyshawn Richardson. Around goes Scott, Calvin Baker up in the air. David Johnson and Baker's teammate Ryan Wilson also involved, as we're under caution for the first time here today at Dago. Heavy damage to both the Baker racing cars as we come back to the start-finish line. Looks like Hodum with the advantage over movement will lead lap number 14. And of course, with this caution coming out, this is going to open the door for the leaders to come down pit road, as we're going to take a look at the instant replay to see what caused our first caution of the day. So much like the first caution from last year's Talladega race, all this started coming down the back straight away into turn number 3. So it looks like Scott was 4 wide with Random J, Ryan Wilson, and Baker. It looks like Scott just comes up on Wilson, sends Baker up in the air. There's no one for him to go. David Johnson also goes for a spin. Very similar to what we saw at Armour Digital with Dominic Payment and Ryan Wilson also going up in the air, but didn't fully flip over. Let's go on board with Calvin Baker. Definitely nowhere to go for that 21. Today will actually be the first time Calvin Baker will DNF in the Summer Series race, so definitely unfortunate for that 21 team coming this race 3rd in points. Let's go on board with David Johnson. Yep, definitely got the back of Baker, which is along for a ride at that point. Let's go on board with Brendan Carruthers, who narrowly got through this. Oh my goodness. Great miss there from Brendan Carruthers. Definitely another driver looking for a good points day, as here come the leaders down pit road. It looks like pretty much everybody in this running order all down pit road. Definitely going to be interesting to see what strategies everyone goes for here. Aiden Robinson is pit stall along with Owen Miles, Herbert Solman, movement. Looks like everyone's going for 2 tires and gas here in these pit cycles. So far, looks like everyone's able to keep the cars off of one another, unlike at Texas World last month. And already here comes Hodom out of his pit stall. And out of pit road. As you will win the race off of pit road. Definitely a great stop for that 3 team. Keisha Harrison in second, Movement down to third, Ada Robertson in fourth, and it looks like, I believe, Owen Miles in fifth, right in front of Jason Albert. Anyways, we're going to go back green. Hodom in the 3 car will be leader, as we're under caution for the first time here today at Talladega. This Wednesday, for our second midweek race of the season, the Golf Summer Series heads to the Watkins Glen International for our 3rd new track of the season. That'll be on Wednesday night at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time. Meanwhile, here at Talladega, we're about to go back green after a multi-car incident involving Kellen Baker, Ryan Wilson, Nunnigan Scott, and David Johnson. The 21, 7, and 2 all out of the race, while Nunnigan Scott's a lap down, as you can see on the inside. Currently atop doing is Hodom in the 3 car, trying to get Hernandez Racing's 4th straight Crown Jewel victory in the Summer Series. Keisha Harrison in second, trying to get his first one of the season. And Movement trying to get his 2nd career win in his GSS career. Other drivers in the top 5 include Ada Robinson and Jason Albert, both trying to get their first ever GSS wins. As here we go, back in the green here at Talladega. In the turn number 1, it looks like both Hodom and Richardson get passed by Nunnigan Scott, as now Scott holds up Movement and the rest of the field behind him. And of course, lap cars and super speedways are a bad combination like Diet Coke and Mentos. Definitely going to be interesting to see how Scott affects the rest of the field throughout the course of this race. Movement and Albert in the middle. Here comes Lipsy on the inside, as we're 4 wide again into turn number 3. Dan McTrain really threading the needle on Owen Miles. Nearly it came up on him as the field goes into turn number 4. As more cars attempt to get around at 86. Meanwhile, the front 2 of Richardson and Hodom have pulled away. Hodom's going to win yet another lap here today at Talladega. Scott now holding up the 1 of Robertson and the 8 of Rain Vela. Looks like Vela gets to the inside of Scott. 3 wide almost into turn number 1. As the top dozen or so are single file as they come down the back straightaway. Lipsy looking to the inside once again. I felt from Ross McTrain in the 35. Movement also trying to join that group. Movement in the middle now as he forces Keisha Harrison up the track as we're 3 wide behind Hodom. Lipsy with the advantage off turn number 4 as he got a great run off Hodom. Let's go on board with Lipsy here in the 9 car. As he continues to gain ground on that 3 car, he's trying to look into the inside. But Hodom continues to block as we come to lap number 21 of 42. Lipsy and Hodom to the inside. His movement was 4 wide briefly there for Random J, forcing a way up high. Move's now going to shuffle towards the middle of the pack, with Random J now 3 wide of Miles and Jason Albert. Now in the back, you can see some of the cars still getting held up by Nunnigan Scott, with the most notable being Jordan Stout in the 11. It's currently the last car on the lead lap, as now comes Lipsy for the lead going into turn number 3. Side by side for the lead, then 9 currently with the advantage into turn number 4, with Dan McTrain right behind. Lipsy will clear Hodom on the outside, as now comes Dan McTrain side by side with Lipsy. Lap number 22 of 42 this time by. We're just past halfway here at Talladega. I believe Dan McTrain that time by had the lead, as it comes last week's winner Johnny Hernandez behind McTrain, with Nick Sand the 52 also right behind. Down the backstretch as the field's once again 3 to 4 wide. As now going to take a look at the second group of cars, led by Jordan Forbes in the 61, with Bradley Reim and Dominic Payman also behind. Macri Hill in the 90 also in this group. You'll see the rest of the drivers who have lost the draft here: Aiden Robertson, Braden Carruthers, and the two Atlanta Indy teammates of Jordan Stout and John McFadden. This is definitely not a good point situation for Jordan Stout. Of course, he came in this race second in points, and it's going to be made even worse with the points leader Brendan Beal in this main pack of cars as we come to lap number 23 of 42. Dan McTrain still with the lead with Johnny Hernandez and movement behind. As you come off turn number 2, Kyle Salmon gets a great run off Nick Sant as he's side by side for him for 4th. Salmon's now going to help movement on the inside lane. Ripsy and RC Gamer also join along. As going into turn number 3, we're 3 wide for second once again with Salmon in the bottom. Movement now with almost no help. Is he going to get help from his Albert Racing teammate, Nick Sant? It looks like Nick Sant will help his teammate, and that's going to make Johnny Hernandez fall back a little bit, unless someone helps him out here. Meanwhile, up front, Salmon side by side with McTrain for the lead. And it looks like Salmon this time by with the advantage, lap number 24 of 42. You'll saw the second group of cars forming a pack in an attempt to catch up with the main pack of cars here. And of course, they're hoping a lap car, Nutting and Scott, slows up this main pack of cars to help him catch up. Meanwhile, down the Alabama getting super stretch once again. Salmon still with the lead with Lipsy right behind, as now here comes Lipsy on the inside with help from RC Gamer as they go into turn number 3. Into turns 3 and 4, Lipsy currently with the advantage over Kyle Salmon as you're cleared to 36 off turn number 4. Of course, last year, Lipsy nearly won a crown jewel at Charlotte before blowing up with only 2 laps to go from the lead. And of course, now for Elfan Motorsports, Lipsy trying to join both Brad Reim and Brendan Beal with wins on the season as we come to lap number 25. Lipsy now in the middle trying to block RC Gamer. That's going to open the door to Herbert Solomon, the 67 side by side, going into turn number 1. 4 wide once again with Matteillo next to Rain Velo. Salmon way up behind the racetrack. Movement also way up behind the racetrack. Also 4 wide deep in the field. Down the backstretch once again, Herbert Solomon with the advantage as they're going to go on board with Rain Velo in the 8 car. Rain Vale, one of your Summer Series rookies, came this race 24th in the point standings after coming off her first DNF last week at Pittsburgh. Saw Brady Carruthers and John McFadden well off the pace. They have completely lost the draft. Also, precaution what happened here. There's almost no hope for them to catch up with the rest of the field. It's come to lap number 26 of 42. Herbert Solomon still with the lead, but here comes points leader Brendan Beal on the inside lane behind Herbert Solomon, with Trey Smith in the 66 and Joe T in the 17 also behind. Down the Alabama getting super stretch once again. Herbert Solomon and Beal come up to block Rain Vela on the outside lane. Trey Smith in the inside trying to get help from Ross McTrain. So he tucks back into the middle. Now trying to get help from either Joe T or Random J. Looks like Joe T will help the 66 going into turn number 3. Here comes Beal for the lead side by side of Solomon. Brendan Beal trying to get his second Golf Summer Series win of the season and his career after getting his first at Myrtle Beach a couple races ago. Beal along with Trey Smith on the inside lane. Here comes Random J 3 wide with Joe T and Herbert Solomon. Beal's going to lead lap number 26. Now, no matter what happens to that 22 by the end of this race, they will still walk away from an extra bonus point for winning the lap. And you never know where that extra point could come into play by the end of the season. Could be the difference between winning the championship and finishing second. As you can see, the second group of cars still single file, which like Jordan Forbes will pulling out on the inside. Still trying to catch up with the rest of the field as they go into turn number 3. Keyshawn Richardson right behind Brendan Beal into turn number 4. As I mentioned, that 24 team looking to get their first GSS win of the season, as well as only the second ever win in the GSS, as currently the only one they have came from Chicagoland last summer. Meanwhile, lap number 28, Brendan Beal still leads with Huddle and Owen Miles right behind. You see the second group of cars once again, led by Dominic Payment this time by. Beal goes up to the outside. Here comes Jason Albert, making it 3 wide for third, side by side of Miles and Hoodlum. Albert on the inside, a foul from his teammate once again. His movement coming towards turn number 4. Looks like Albert's going to get a great run off Brendan Beal and tucking right behind him in second. The field still 3 deep behind Beal and Albert. And as we come to lap number 29 and 42, it's time to go Golf Summer Series, crank it up. Lap number 34, 42, only 9 laps to go here at Talladega for the Geico 500. As you can see, we're approaching every lead lap driver's worst nightmare. A lap car at a super speedway. Looks like Nunnigan Scott's going to split out in the inside lane, led by Joe T. Down to backtracks, looks like Scott's going to block the middle line, led by Reim Vela and Johnny Hernandez. As the rest of the field is still extremely slow, still struggling. Get passed by Nunnigan Scott as Nelson Reeves rockets away with the lead. Scott still holding up the middle line. The outside line also struggling to get passed by Scott as the inside line seems to be moving along in the single file train. And with Scott continuing to hold up the rest of these lead lap drivers, this is going to present a huge opportunity for those cars in the second pack, led by Dominic Payment and Jordan Forbes, as they're all on the inside lane. Getting passed by Nuttig and Scott. Coming down to 8 laps to go. Into turn number 1, still well over half the field. Getting held up by the 86 car. Meanwhile, into turn number 2, Nelson Reeves still with the lead, with Random J in the 53 right behind. Looks like Random moves up in the middle behind Owen Miles. Jason Albert back on the inside once again. 3 wide for the lead now into turn number 3. This small pack of cars now 3 by 3 into turn number 4, with Jason Albert with the advantage going off of turn number 4. And it looks like off of turn number 4, Jason Albert with the advantage. He's going to clear Random J as they come down the tri-oval. Albert tries to block Hodum on the inside, but Hodum's right there, side by side for the lead, coming to 7 laps to go. Now you see the rest of these cars in a single file formation, sort of spread apart from one another. The Founder got passed by Nuttig and Scott, except for Richard Herman at 95, who's still trying to get passed by the 86. You know, in the turn number 3, Ross McTrain, where did he come from? That 35 car, side by side of Hoodlum for the lead as they go into turn number 4 once again. Dominic Payment right behind that 35. Coming towards the tri-oval, looks like Dominic's going to force Ross McTrain in the middle with no help as we're on board with Lipsy in the 9. 6 laps to go. Dominic Payment into turn number 2 with the lead as the pack is 4 wide once again. Brad Green way up high in the racetrack. As we take with the cars once again who have completely lost the draft, Brendan Carruthers, John McFadden, Jordan Stout. Definitely going to cause huge point implications by the end of this race, as both Carruthers and Stout came this race inside the top 10 points. You can see Vela and Nick Stamp both trying to catch up with the rest of the pack. As they come off turn number 4, Dominic Payment still with the lead. As Dan McTrain tries to get a run on the inside lane, looks like the top 3 of Payment, Lipsy, and Salomon are going to come to block that as they come to 5 laps to go. Dominic has never won a GSS race. The closest he has ever come was at Myrtle Beach both this year and last year. Finished second at Myrtle Beach last year and led the most laps at this year's Myrtle Beach race before being involved in a wreck. In the super stretch once again, we're 3 wide for the lead. Lipsy in the middle now with help from Dan McTrain in the 37. Kyle Salmon gets help from Ada Robertson to 1 as they're still 3 wide going into turn number 3. The pack still 3 by 3, some cases 4 wide going into turn number 4. Out of turn number 4, Salmon with the advantage as he'll clear Lipsy coming towards the tri-oval. Four laps to go here at Talladega. And with the fuel window quickly closing in the final stages of this race, the question a lot of these drivers and teams have to ask themselves, will they have to come in, or will they try making it all the way by saving fuel? Down the backstretch once again, looks like Salmon and Solomon will come to block the outside lane led by Aiden Robertson. But into turn number 3 comes Devin Payment with a huge run on the outside with help from Brendan Beal and Johnny Hernandez. Payment side by side with Richardson as here comes Solomon side by side with Salomon. Coming off turn number 4, and here come cars down pit road. Brendan Beal, Random J, and Matthew Hill. These are currently the only 3 drivers to come down pit road, as the rest of the field will stay out, coming to 3 laps to go here at Talladega. Devin Payment on the inside once again with help from Johnny Hernandez, 4 wide towards the back of the pack. Side by side for the lead into turn number 2 and down the back straightaway once again. On board of RC Gamer to 42, where we join Hernandez and Payment in the middle, where we go for the lead himself. Side by side of Matt Fernandez, the 13. He's going to get a good run into turn number 3 with help from Joe T. The field once again 4 wide off turn number 4 as Devin Payment currently with the lead. Johnny Hernandez on the inside lane still with help from RC Gamer. Side by side between the 46 and 88. Devin tried to come down to block Hernandez, but there was not enough room. 2 laps to go here at Talladega. Johnny Hernandez with the lead into turns 1 and 2, trying to get his second straight Summer Series win, as well as Hernandez Racing's third win of the year. Down the backstretch, he comes up to block Devin Payman on the outside, as here comes RC Gamer on the inside, with help from Dominic Payman to 55. Rainville, his teammate, also right behind as well to help. It looks like into turns 3 and 4 for the second to last time, RC Gamer has an advantage over Johnny Hernandez. It looks like Lipsy will come down the pit road as the rest of the field will stay out. Hernandez way up high in the racetrack, 3 wide coming to the tri-oval. This time by, white flags in the air, 1 lap to go here at Talladega. Into turn number 1, Dominic Payman with the advantage on the inside, with his own teammate Rainville behind him. Will all the leaders have enough fuel to make it back? Down the backstretch for the final time, it's a spine and Biffa top 2 as Vale is out of gas. A lot of these leaders in the front are all out of gas. 3 wide for second. Here comes Hoodlum with help from Dan Matteillo. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Hoodlum tucks in right behind Dominic Payman. Can Payman hold on? Off turn number 4 for the final time. Payman runs out of gas. Everybody runs out of gas in the front. Hoodlum bracket pass by Payman for almost 3 wide for second. And coming to the tri-oval, checker flag is out. Hoodlum will get his third Crown Jewel win here at Talladega. What an insane finish as everybody runs out of fuel. Congratulations to Hoodlum and Hernandez Racing for their 4th straight Crown Jewel win. That is unbelievable for that team. Only 1 more Crown Jewel for that team to win, and that is Daytona. And let's take a look at the replay again for this crazy finish. So it's shortly after the white flag. Dominic pulled away into turns 1 and 2 with help from his teammate Rain Vela. Everybody's still full throttle. And at this point right here, coming towards the back straightaway, this is when everybody runs out of gas. You see Owen Miles there going below the yellow line. Just everyone a lot slower now. Then all of a sudden, Hoodlum still full throttle with Matteillo right behind him, as he gets a great run off Payman into turn number 4. And out of turn number 4, Hoodlum, I think at this point, runs out of gas. He still looks to the inside of Payman for the lead. Nothing you can do there if you're Dominic Payman. You have to go with the flow, as Hoodlum will take the checker flag. Definitely a huge, huge heartbreaker for that 55 team of Dominic Payman, as they were oh so close to getting their first ever Summer Series win. But anyways, we'll take a look at the finishing results and point standings after today's race. So here we go. Hoodlum finishes first for the 2nd time this season. This also makes Hoodlum the winningest GSS driver of all time, so definitely a huge milestone for both Hoodlum and Hernandez Racing here today at Talladega. Finishing second for his best finish of the year is Dan Matteillo in the 14. Definitely a much needed performance for that 14 team that's been struggling basically all season. Same could also be said for Brad Reim in 3rd. Great run for that 40 team here today. And Dominic Payman, despite not winning, still comes home with a top 5 finish. Definitely, again, a huge heartbreaker for that 55 team here today at Talladega. Finishing 5th is Trey Smith. Definitely a good points day for that 66. Devin Payman finishes 6th, and Matt Burnett in 7th. So 3 Spina Biffa cars inside the top will finish inside the top 10 here today at Talladega. So good day for that team all in all. Nick Sant finishes 8th for his 2nd straight top 10 finish in the Summer Series. Johnny Hernandez finishes 9th. As for the 2nd week in a row, we have a Hernandez Racing car win the race and the other finish inside the top 10. So Hernandez Racing have really been on it for these past several races. And rounding off the top 10 is Joe T in the 17 for his 4th straight GSS top 10. So also kudos to that 17 team for still finding a way to finish inside this top 10. And now for the point standings after race number 7, Brendan Beal still holds strong in the points lead with 232 points. Jordan Stout still in 2nd, bound by 11. And look at Hoodlum all the way up to 3rd in points, bound by 12. He is right in the conversation for this points lead. So again, Hoodlum and Hernandez Racing have really been on it for these past several races. Trey Smith up to 4th in points, bound by 17. Random J down to 5th, bound by 21. Joe T up to 6th, bound by 23. Keisha Anderson up to 7th, bound by 26. Callan Baker all the way down to 8th in points, bound by 29. So definitely that DNF really did hurt that 21 team here today. Nelson Reeves still holding on to 9th, bound by 29 as well. Baker currently has a tiebreaker due to his number of top 10s. And Jason Albert in the 80 car rounds off the top 10 behind by 32 points. So next up, race number 8, we head to the Watkins Glen International for the Exzel 250 at the Glen. This is the first time the Summer Series has ever been to this historic racetrack up in upstate New York. The Albran's channel Wednesday night at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time. So definitely stay tuned for that one. But as always, y'all, thank you guys for watching this race. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time.